it up for John Hale.
So, who here is friends with Ricky Hale? Anyone know Ricky? Ricky's my little brother, and so I lived with him for a long time, and I'm going to ask Taryn a question. She doesn't realize I'm about to ask her this, but I know she's going to say no. Taryn, did you have to teach Ricky to close the bathroom door? No. See, I knew that was going to be no because we eat a lot of Mexican food at my house, and so does Ricky. We taught him to close the door. You had to leave it closed for a good half hour later also. Yeah, so I was talking to a friend of mine, and also the comedian person talking, I was talking a lot about dating, and I thought there was nothing wrong with me until he went. He was like, yeah, if you tell jokes about dating, that means something's wrong with you. And I'm thinking, crap, my whole thing's about dating. But anyway, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, you know, insanity is when you do the same thing over and over and over again, and you fail and you fail and you fail, yet you keep doing the same thing again and again, hoping for new results. And I thought, I don't care, I'm still rooting for the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm still going to date women. There's a different guy at work, and he was gay. And he was trying to convince me that I might be a little gay, and I was like, no, I know that I am straight. And he said, well, how do you know? And I was like, well, if I go to a party and I see a very attractive female, you know, I get turned on, I want to go talk to her. And then if I'm at the same party, I see a very attractive male, and I think, you idiot, leave. You're ruining my chances with that sexy woman. Especially since you're holding her hand. Let's see. So I even tried out that eHarmony thing, you know, I was trying to get some dates, I tried out eHarmony, and I thought at first I was too embarrassed to put a picture of myself up, so I just typed in, you know, on Google, attractive male model, and, you know, some male model grabbed him, posted him into my site, and I thought, good, you know, this is a start. Now, mothers, as a side note, if you think it is a good idea to raise your kids without movies and TV, like my parents raised me, they're going to miss out on some important facts in life, like being able to recognize famous actors such as Brad Pitt, who apparently will be recognized by everybody else on eHarmony. So that didn't work out very well. The next thing I did is I just put up all the honest stuff, and that didn't work very well. So I thought maybe it was because of my job. And I said job was like pizza delivery boy. And so I changed that to attorney, and you know what, it worked well. Shortly after, I had a date with a pretty cute girl, and I didn't want her to know I was really a pizza guy, so I went and Febrezed out my whole car, get rid of the pizza smell. I went over to the check-in engine light, and I put the masking tape over it. Then I wrote the word turbo on top of the masking tape. I figured she would love the glowing turbo sign. But by the time the date was over, she figured it out, and she's like, you're not really an attorney, are you? And I was like, dang, how did you figure it out? And she's like, well, I was skeptical from the start, because the word attorney is spelled with 2 T's. And additionally, you have a Pizza Hut sign on top of your 96 Buick. I turned and looked. I was like, crap. I just said, it's a Buick Turbo. And then I left. You know, I once got so desperate for dates once that I wrote my name and phone number on several little pieces of paper, and then I laminated them and baked them into some brownies, then brought the brownies to my local singles ward, passed them out to all the ladies, you know, hoping the ladies would give me a call. And you know what? It actually worked. I had a couple girls call me. The only problem is I soon discovered I should have been putting my phone number into the salad. Oh, what was the last one? Okay. Okay, part of the reason why I'm still single is because I'm pretty picky. And I know this because I once was making that list, you know, the list that you make of all the important attributes that you want in the opposite sex. And when I got done with the list, I took a look at it, and I was like, dang, a girl like this definitely doesn't want a guy like me. I either need to change a whole lot about myself, or I need to, you know, not be so picky. So I told my little brother Robbie about it. And I was like, hey, Rob, can you help me out with this? And he goes, yeah, I think so. Let me see your list. So I went ahead and I handed him his list, and he pulled it out, and he read it, and he said, 1, sexy. Then he looked at me and said, John, there's nothing else on your list. Thank you all. That's all for tonight. Single ladies, if you'd like to get my phone number, it'll be by the drinks and the salad.